Hi everybody, welcome. Happy Sunday, by the way. Thank you for taking the time out of today to be here on the channel. That means the world to me. I'm doing an all signs video. We're looking at what is your focus. We're doing obviously Aries through Pisces. But in terms of looking at your focus, we're gonna also look at the guidance around that and past, present, future, just so that we can understand where it stems from and where it could lead to. So let's get going. Aries, you're first. What is your focus, Aries? What is at the forefront of your mind? Disruption. Okay, so this could point obviously to many things. Meaning, is it in love? Is it in work? Is it with your family? What are we looking at, really? What kind of disruption? So what is the guidance around that? It's work. Okay, so something is different. Let's not necessarily say it's been disrupted, but it's either been impacted. It could be potentially changing, and that's causing disruption for you. Let's look at past, present, and future. Okay, so the past is you feeling a lot less attached to what you were doing and how much you were invested in it. You're kind of letting it go yourself, and in the moment, you're deciding that it's probably a good thing to cut it all off. Almost drastically. So disruption could either be done by you or it's being done to you, right? So that's hard to gauge, but definitely you'll sense that something is being removed, or something that could have been extraneous is actually being removed. So it doesn't have to be the whole of your work. It doesn't necessarily mean that you'll lose your job, but maybe something that was superfluous is disappearing from your sight or from your day-to-day. And in the future, you're going to find that this brings you a lot more clarity, a lot more. It opens the space for you. It makes things more simple, more streamlined, more efficient, more productive, I sense. So you're going to have to bear with the disruption as something most likely extremely positive, albeit really difficult in the moment. So let's look at Taurus. Taurus, what is your focus? What is on your mind? What are you doing? Moving on. Okay, what are you moving on from? Not too sure yet, so let's look. What is the guidance around moving on? It is the hunt. Okay, so maybe you're in pursuit of something, so a goal or a desire, someone, who knows? So moving on becomes a pursuit. Instead of moving away from something, you're going towards something. Let's see what that could be. So past energies, present, and the future. Okay, so in the present moment, you have the Empress. So you're definitely wanting some growth. You're wanting things to change because you want them to evolve. You're looking for expansion. You're looking for improvement. This is like the main energy for you at the moment. You know what's really strange is in the future, you have the Nine of Swords, which is usually anxiety and being super stressed over something. But I'm seeing all these swords as the weapons that you use to actually be on target and reach your target. So it becomes all these specific thoughts that you apply in a specific direction, but it comes at a cost. It comes at, you know, draining your energy, and it comes as being an overwhelm for, you know, it's very taxing to you in terms of everything you have to think about, the details of that, and like coordinating all of that. So it becomes as an overload, and it becomes stressful in the end. Although you are absolutely, I want to say 100% focused and funneled in, right? In the past, look at that, you weren't so decisive, but at some point you made a choice, you made a decision that created all of this movement. So it's a beautiful energy that is very cohesive here, where you've been working towards this or moving towards this by your own choice, because of your own decisions, but also because you've been sort of everything is conspired to bring you to this place and to this, in this direction, if you wanting this particular outcome. Because with the Empress, it's something that you are wanting. It's something that you desire. Gemini, let's do your focus. What is it that, what is on your mind really? What is the main priority for you? You're looking at deception and envy. Okay, why is that? What is the guidance for Gemini regarding deception and envy? What the hell is that? Death. Okay. This is a little bit of a heavy energy, but at the same time, what's positive is that it'll change. So what changes is that there's a close to something, and I think it has to do with mainly deception. So it's hard to tell. I don't think you would have been deceptive necessarily, but who knows? I'm not in your life. But let's say you were. I'm just going to make a little parenthesis here. Let's say you were. Think about it as being not such a positive energy to be in, right? To be trying to deceive, and like, it's very draining. So it's not a high vibe frequency that you want to stay in. So that's going to come to a close. So in that sense, if you were deceptive, it's a good thing that it ends. It needs to stop. And vice versa, if someone was doing it to you, it needs to end for yourself, because it's not a good thing to be on the receiving end of that. So the past, Nine of Swords, it's a present and future. So in the past, this would have been like really ugly, caused so much nightmares, like made you feel like you were in a nightmare. That this was like, what? I just can't stand this. It's horrific, you know. Also, the fact that something ends in the moment, it's having you think that it's gonna go wrong, that it's gonna go not in your favor, that it might be against you or play against you. So that's another reason why you could have been stressing all along and in advance about this, because you're basically realizing that it has a huge impact. In terms of the future, you come out white as snow, and you come out cleansed and absolutely purified by having let go of any envy, if you had envy, but mostly all of that deception around you, and that could have been like omnipresent and just staining everything in your life. That's gone. The near future is the Knight of Cups. There's a lot of serenity, and there's a lot of, you're now able to move freely, and you're now able to reopen yourself, mostly reopen your heart. But it comes at the price of feeling extremely stressed in the past and thinking the worst could go wrong in the moment. Like really not knowing, oh my gosh, is this gonna go up? Is this gonna go down? Like, how is it gonna turn out? Like a lot of overthinking about this. A lot of creating a lot of imbalance for you. So let's look at Cancer now. Cancer, what is your focus? Let's look at that for you. Rejoice in celebration. That's adorable. So let's see what you're rejoicing about, Cancer. What is the guidance around that? We're looking at a deal. Hopefully not a deal with the devil. I'm kidding. On the contrary, I think that maybe you're celebrating that you got a deal, that you actually have had the opportunity come your way, that it's a done deal, that something is finally in your grasp. You're out with friends, you're out with family, you really want to party around that. I think that you really want to underline this particular event for you. So what's in the past, what's in the present, and what's in the future? So I feel like it's in love. I think that it could be work, but it feels more like love. In the past, you were having a good time. You were like, how can I put it? You were already in a good position. You were already in a good place, but things could get better, right? And but you didn't think that they could get better. You felt like, okay, well, I pretty much have everything I need. So the future reveals that it's possible to get more, but it comes in the form of singling out one particular thing. So as much as you had maybe many things sort of balancing your life and many things making it what it is, meaning happy and fulfilled and etc., you're realizing that now for the future you have to focus on one thing, and that's why your focus goes onto a particular deal. I don't know if it's a deal in love, I don't know if it's a deal in business, but you have to single out a particular thing and put in all of your attention on it. In the present, you are actually, I'm going to say something, you're going to actually want to spend more time enjoying yourself versus putting in the time and the efforts to actually achieve the deal or to make it happen. So it's a funny thing where you're basically rejoicing about obtaining a deal or wanting to obtain a deal or close a deal. That's the focus. And before, you didn't have that focus in mind at all. And you're like kind of like shying away from wanting to put any efforts towards achieving this particular deal or whatever opportunity that represents for you. And because you know that you'll have to like really put in your attention, like specifically on something to really push on it if you want. Make sure that it actually comes through. So I think it has to do with you wanting this and yet sort of almost feeling like, oh damn, I actually have to work for this. But you do, and yet you'll be happy that you did. That's the whole thing. So don't miss out on the opportunity. Okay, let's do Leo. Leo, what's your focus at the moment? I'm not taking those. I'm gonna wait and pull. There, actually this one came out for you. Patience. Patience is your focus. What are you patient about? Let's look at that. Wisdom. I think it's not that you're patient for wisdom. I think what's wise is to be patient. Okay, let's look at what is it you're patient about. So what's the past, the present, and the future? It's interesting. You're going from being super busy to, on the contrary, finally having downtime. And that's what you need to be patient about. So in the past, you've had to like basically do everything and take care of everything and be everywhere and put all of your energy on your success. You would have been happy to do that, but at the same time, it required so much of you. I think that, but you succeeded. Don't get me wrong. I think it put you in a position where it gave you a lot of comfort. In the moment, you're still working at this. You're still putting in all the hours. You're still doing all the necessary steps. You're very diligent about it. You're also, because you've put in so much effort in the past, you're now like a master of your craft or a master of what you do in general. And you're a master at doing. So I think that you enjoy getting your hands dirty basically and doing the hard work. So the future is about finally taking that rest, going on a vacation, taking some downtime, finally being away from all these people, all these demands, basically. So what's wise is to wait, because probably you need to finish things regarding your work, your career, your projects. That's like still taking all of your focus. But eventually, you're probably already thinking about what you're going to do during your downtime, and that's the new focus that you have. But be patient. It's coming. Okay, let's do Virgo. What is Virgo's focus? Let's look at what's on your mind, Virgo. Solar plexus chakra. Did I just pull this? No, I did not. This is about your wants. This is about radiating your light. For some reason, I thought I had pulled this for Aries. I think it's because I'm mixing up my reads now. Anyway, sorry about that, Virgo. So back to you. This is about who you are, wanting to be seen for who you are, who you truly are, pulling all the stops. Having no inhibitions about pulling all the stops at being you and expressing you, almost like in a flashy way as well. What is the guide? The guidance is balance, so it's perfect. You won't be over the top. I think you'll do it right in the right measure, in the right dosage, basically. It's great. But what is this? What are you really expressing? What are you doing? Past, present, and future. This is about a relationship, about a commitment and a marriage. You're in the moment, you couldn't be happier. Look at that. It's like you're like fully illuminated. Your life is the best it's been since, I don't know, ever. You know, you could be with an earth sign if ever that matters to you. So Taurus, another Virgo like you, or Capricorn. It would imply that there's some things are really solid between the two of you. But know that it wasn't always the case, that you would have had like wobbles in the past. That's one obviously possibility. And the future brings a lot of focus on pragmatism and wanting to maybe work on your finances as a couple, or things that are really of the, I want to say like the day-to-day, like the chores, the responsibilities, the nitty-gritty basically. So you'll be quite focused on that. But you're wanting to do that in a way that people recognize what you do when you do these things, when you address these things. You don't want to be taken for granted is what I'm saying. So there's got to be a balance. I feel it has to be a balance in the couple, like of who's doing what and being appreciated for doing that, and always putting all of you into everything that you do, even the smaller stuff. But that matters greatly, and I think it also helps in your partnership, in your marriage. It'll create really nice feelings of being seen and appreciated, basically. Okay, so where are we at? We're at Libra. Libra, your turn. What is Libra's focus? Power. Okay. And why is that, Libra? Let's get the guidance. I feel like taking this card that came out. Sacred. Okay. Sacred power. What could that possibly mean? Besides like divine power, or maybe for you, the way you perceive power to be, or true power, if I may say, is when you're respecting spiritual laws, when you're in alignment, when you don't abuse your power, basically, and when people don't abuse their power over you. And maybe you feel more in line with, in connection with the divine, when you are empowered. But being connected also empowers you. So it's what comes first? That is the question. So let's look at past, present, and future energies. At the moment, you might not feel the full extent of that power, and the sacredness for that matter. You're a little bit out of touch with the connection to the divine, or to your full power here. So it stems from being disappointed in the past, and also being sort of spending too much time on the things that don't really matter, right? And not focusing on the things that did matter, or that could have mattered. So you kind of chose wrongly here in terms of where you put your focus in the past. At the moment, you're wanting to rectify that. I think that you're working on the sacred connection to the divine big time. And your future promises success. I think that you will succeed. You will achieve your goal. And I think it could even come through like being successful, like just doing something, let's say at work, or just, it could be even a smaller thing than just a big project, or how can I put it? It doesn't have to be a big thing, right? It doesn't have to be major, but it has to be seen by others. That's what really matters. And that's what empowers you. That's what changes the... First of all, it's what puts you in the limelight, but it's not the limelight as we know it. It's the limelight of your own life. It's you being seen, recognized for what you do and how you do it, the way how unique you are, right? And that's really, really sacred, because we have the starfish on this card, right? So it's not to be dismissed as... And that's why I kept saying it could be the smallest thing, right? Just like helping somebody run some errands. But for some reason, the way you do it and the gentleness that you have and the openness and the generosity of the gesture makes you feel seen, empowers you, creates like a stronger bond with others. And it makes you feel successful. And all of these small wins amount to a bigger win, which is you feeling absolutely in power, right? I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's do Scorpio. Scorpio, what is your focus? What is the priority here for you? Movements, choices, and decisions. Okay, let's see what you decide. What is the guidance around that? Joy. Okay, so either you're changing things to be or feel more joyful, or just the changes are making you happy. Let's see what that is. The past, please. The present and the future. Okay, so in the past, you would have been very inconsistent, so difficult to actually get any results when not applying oneself, right? No matter what that thing or where you're applying your energy and what you're doing. Now, in terms of movement, it's gonna feel, it feels in the moment, I should say. Right now, it's a huge effort. Oh my gosh, you're feeling this to be like a mountain to climb. So I'm not sure if you're okay with the decisions that you've made, but you feel as if, what did I do? Did I really want this? Was that the right choice, etc.? It's leaving you questioning that greatly. So the near future, though, is sort of feeling free. And so either you've finished everything you had to do and that was the decisive moment. Those were the decisions that you've made. You needed to clear your, I don't know, your to-do list, whatever. You really had to get some stuff done. And so that liberates you greatly. It frees up space. It frees you just even mentally. It declutters everything. So that's what's really beautiful. And then I think that this is when really joy comes in. I don't think you feel the joy anytime before really having finished a few things and put them to rest, basically. So let's do Capricorn now. Capricorn, what is up with you? What is your focus? What is this thing for you? Moving on. Okay. So what are you moving on from, or what's really going on? Let's look at that. Reveal. Okay, so you found out something. Maybe it had you. I just said had, so that's why I stopped myself, because I used the past tense, and I'm wondering because moving on is current. So it's what you found out, triggered something in you, sorry. Let's look at the past right away, because what is it that you found out? The present, the future. I think you found out that somebody was, I'm hearing lustful, but in a way that, not just like in one particular like physical way. Lustful for like more, like always wanting more, like never feeling satisfied, just plain and simple. So someone was seeking riches, or what feels like luxury, what feels like the pleasures of life, but like maybe to the extreme, or maybe a little too strongly, you know what I mean? Having been like, anyways, that's what you found out. So I think it's outside of you, unless this was you. I'm not too sure. Maybe that was found out. If it's about you, that was found out by someone else. Who knows? But either way, in the moment, okay, so the reveal, what happened is it stopped everything in its tracks. There's no way that anything could keep on going this way. It wasn't gonna work out. It was gonna go overboard anyways, because it was already starting to be too much. So as much as it was a potentially beautiful situation that could have been like extremely beneficial, it turns out to be like not ideal here. Hence why you're moving on. And then the future is you reconnecting to the simpler pleasures of life. Whether it was you that was maybe going overboard and indulging, now there's something very healthy about just enjoying oneself, like in a more rationalized way, more organic way. That's the right word. Just the little pleasures of life. So I don't know what it is about moving on that like, what's the change? I think it's to make it simple for you, it's like having a lot and then sizing down, scaling back to the things that are, whether it's a choice on what you do, like depending on like choosing wisely what it is you're actually gonna either consume or watch, or decide to do, or but how you interact with those needs and wants. So I guess not being overtaken by those. Let's do Aquarius now. Aquarius, what is your focus? What is on your mind? What is the priority at the moment? The heart chakra. So you're all about love, love, love. I think you need to love yourself, of course, first, obviously. But that's intuitively the focus for me, self-love. But maybe the cards will say otherwise. The guidance is stillness. So I think it speaks of not extending oneself to others. I think this stillness could be you redirecting this love towards yourself when you're in meditation, for instance, when you visualize, when you take time for yourself to take care of yourself. Past energy, present, and future. You know, you have a lot of people around you that love you, but you can't give to everybody in the same way, unfortunately. And vice versa is also true. Maybe not everybody's giving to you in the same way, at least not fully the way you would want to, or the way you're outpouring yourself, right? Or giving of oneself. So in the moment, you're the Queen of Pentacles, so you are all about self-care and about self-love. You're feeding your own soul first and foremost. But you have extra to give. So you are giving. You're also forgiving. So that's really beautiful, beautiful energies here. There's a beautiful give and take. There's a just retribution. And it wasn't always the case in the past, and you have two specific people that are very demanding with you, one more than the other. One is more demanding in the sense that they need a lot more of your attention. The other one is more detached, but could use a lot more of your attention. So it's interesting. It could be family members, just because you're the Queen of Pentacles and she's usually like very caring of her family. So it could pertain to your close family. It could pertain to anybody in your life, of course. But remember, the guidance was stillness. So maybe it's about not being so giving, not to be giving ever, but maybe in the moment, just like not being over giving. Anyways, Pisces, your turn. So what is your focus, Pisces? What are we looking at for you? Rejoice in celebration. So this is beautiful energy. I think I pulled that card for, is it Capricorn? I'm not sure now. Anyways, let's see what the guidance is around celebration. Kindness. That's gorgeous. So it's very soft energy. Excuse me. It's very soft energy. It's you being Pisces, of course, you're extremely compassionate. So kindness is second nature to you. I think you extend your kindness to everyone, not just the people that you love and know and your friends and your family, but even strangers. I think he brings you a lot of joy to do that. Past, present, and future. Okay, so in the future, I have to tell you, you need to put in a little bit of boundaries around just how much people are very want to say demanding of you. I just kind of had the same message for Aquarius, but it's a little different. Yours is more actually, it's very similar. For Aquarius, it was like love and overgiving, right? It's a little bit the same for you. Like the near future is you having to put up boundaries when it comes to everybody's ask of you. So I'm not sure what they ask of you. I don't know if they require more than just your attention. Maybe they are actually asking for your input and your participation, which is like a little bit more than Aquarius was giving. So you might have Aquarius placements as well. So I didn't mean to bring that up too much because it's your read, Pisces, but it could be in your friend group. In your case, it could be specific to your friends. Okay, the past, unfortunately, the past is showing me a relationship where it was ever, how do you say, ongoing commitment, ongoing, always being involved and always being required to get involved, always requiring to be there, like almost fusional. So that could have been extremely difficult because you couldn't do anything else. You were kind of like really caught up, and you felt like you couldn't live for anyone else but this person. This person is still around you, by the way. In the current moment, we have the Knight of Wands, but this person is not like you. They come and go. And so it's almost like every time they come around, they call on you. That's what I mean by you're always stuck by their demands, but it's on their time, at their moment, for whatever reason, and about whatever. So it's always, you know, we call them crazy makers. They're like the people that reorganize your schedule just to fit theirs. It's the kind of people that will always ask that you sacrifice what you have or what you're doing or whatever you have, literally, materially speaking, and give more of yourself ever more without any end, basically. That's what it is. And so you'll have to put up boundaries, and it could speak of you always saying yes and never saying no because you're just too kind. And I think it's a friend. It's possibly a friend, or it could be in love, of course. But I sense this to be more, it could be a family member, it could be anybody, basically. I'm not sure. That's up to you. Anyways, that's what I have for you guys. I hope it resonated somehow, somewhere, at some point for someone. So thank you again for being here. I appreciate that. Please like the video. Please comment. I'd love to know who's here, who's watching, what you're thinking, and what you've experienced as well. I'm always interested in knowing that. So thanks again, and don't forget to share as well, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.